1 minute and 27 seconds. That's my new personal record for clearing the Cultist Stronghold. For comparison, the same dungeon with the Brawler took me a full 2 minutes, and it would take even longer with most other classes. I owe this achievement entirely to the brand new class introduced in this update, the Pyromaniac. So how did I pull this off so quickly? Simple. It all comes down to what this new class can do. And let me be frank with you, the power it brings to the table is no joke. Especially with the weapon you get right from the start. It's nothing short of God tier. I guarantee that once you try it, you'll never want to go back to any other close-range class. And if you're still doubting the hype, stick around. Because in today's video, I'll be breaking down everything about this pricey but absolutely worth it class. I'm sure at least one thing will catch you off guard. So what are you waiting for? Smash that like button and hit subscribe so we can dive right in.
Nice.
First, let's take a broad look at the Pyromaniac as a class. Much like the approach taken with other classes, the developers of 99 Nights in the Forest have equipped it with a unique signature item that defines its identity and sets it apart. As the name implies, the Pyromaniac's signature weapon is a flamethrower. And it isn't just a flashy addition, it's the centerpiece of the Pyromaniac's design, making the class feel as though it was built entirely around this weapon. This choice perfectly captures the essence of reckless, fire-wielding chaos, similar to a firebender in other games, while shaping a playstyle focused on close-quarters combat, area attacks, and crowd control. Moreover, this weapon is powered by fuel canisters. The reliance on fuel introduces an additional layer of resource management, requiring players to balance sheer destructive power and long-term sustainability. Altogether, the weapon and its mechanics integrate so seamlessly with the concept that it feels as if the Pyromaniac was destined to command fire from the very beginning. And because of that, if you want to level up this class, it's pretty obvious what you'll need to do. The only way forward is to make full use of its signature weapon and burn enemies down with it. To reach level 2, you'll have to eliminate 150 targets, including both wild beasts roaming the forest and the fanatical cultists scattered across the map. And that's just the start. If you're aiming for the maximum level, the total number climbs all the way to 400, making it a much bigger grind than it first seems. Altogether, you'll need to take down 550 enemies to max out the class, which on paper sounds like a daunting task. However, as I mentioned from the very beginning, once you try out the flamethrower, the class's unique weapon, you'll realize the requirement is much easier to reach than it looks. Its ability to hit multiple enemies at once, spread fire through groups, and control wide areas makes the grind far more manageable than the numbers suggest. In fact, compared to the progression requirements of other classes, this one feels surprisingly straightforward. Take the Berserker, for example. Not only do you have to kill enemies, but you have to do it while your HP is under 40%. By comparison, running around torching beasts and cultists en masse feels almost effortless. Even stacked against other 5-star classes, the Pyromaniac's leveling path stands out as one of the easiest and most satisfying. At the end of the day, wielding a flamethrower to clear the forest isn't a requirement, it's practically just a vacation for y'all pyros. Right from level 1, the innate strength of this class is incredibly useful. Normally, you'd have to run back and forth hunting animals, hauling raw meat or fish back to camp, then either cooking it into soup, or at least throwing it on the campfire just to keep your HP from dropping while you stave off hunger. And let's be real. That whole process is a huge time sink, especially when you're deep in the forest. But for the Pyromaniac, it's a different story. Every animal struck down by this class's unique weapon automatically drops fully cooked meat. No extra steps, no campfire, no hauling supplies across half the map. It's instantly edible on the spot. You can eat right away, refill your hunger bar, and keep moving forward without running back to camp or relying on luck to find cake. It completely removes the burden of food management and lets you focus on collecting resources or rescuing the children. For anyone aiming to survive longer and stay efficient in battle, this perk alone makes the Pyromaniac feel like a massive quality-of-life upgrade from the very beginning. Once you level up from 1 to 2, you'll unlock an additional perk. Every time you refuel, you'll get a little more than you normally would. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, but once you're in the game, you'll notice how much it adds up over time. After surviving hundreds, or even thousands of in-game days, that extra fuel efficiency becomes a huge advantage. It means fewer trips for resources, less time wasted scavenging, and more time focusing on surviving and gem farming. In tough situations, when every drop of fuel can mean the difference between life and death, this quiet bonus becomes one of the most powerful tools keeping you alive. Then, upon reaching level 3, the Pyromaniac gains something even more exciting: a burst of speed every time you set enemies ablaze. At first glance, it might sound unrelated, but in practice, it completely changes how you handle dangerous encounters. Picture facing a polar bear, or even a mammoth. Normally, these beasts can flatten you if you're even slightly careless. Their attacks hit hard, and one wrong step can drop you instantly. But with this speed boost, the fight shifts entirely. You can dart around, weaving in and out, circling your foes while keeping them burning. It becomes a deadly dance where you're always just out of reach, forcing even the most powerful predators to chase shadows. This perk works even better against packs of foxes or wolves, since your speed increases with every enemy that's set on fire. By the time you've maxed out your level, the combination of fuel efficiency and blazing mobility completely transforms your playstyle. You're no longer just surviving, you're dominating the wilderness. Wolves, bears, mammoths, no matter what the forest throws at you, they won't lay a claw on you as long as you balance fire with smart movement. It's a power spike that makes you feel not only capable, but untouchable. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, even if you've just unlocked this class at level 1, it's already insanely powerful. The flamethrower's constant area damage makes saving the 2 nearest kids on day 1 ridiculously easy. Regular wolves, or even alphas, just a quick burst of fire, and the whole pack drops instantly. But that alone wouldn't set it apart from the Cyborg. After all, even the alien can manage that. The real difference shows against tougher beasts, like brown bears, polar bears, or even mammoths. Cyborg's laser cannon takes multiple shots, and with its long recharge time, you end up wasting precious seconds and exposing yourself to danger. The Pyromaniac, on the other hand, has nothing to fear. Just kite in circles, dodge their attacks, and let the flames do the rest. This class can handle them all with ease. And if that's still not convincing, take the Pyromaniac into a Cultist Stronghold to farm diamonds. You'll see the difference immediately. The Brawler's raw melee damage can blitz a level 1 Stronghold at lightning speed, but the Pyromaniac is simply unmatched. Thanks to its area damage and sheer firepower, it doesn't just breeze through level 1. It can crush even level 4 of Cultist Stronghold without breaking a sweat. If it can melt down bears and mammoths, cultists are nothing. When it comes to farming speed and grinding potential, no other class even comes close to the Pyromaniac. On top of that, this class is super useful in many different roles, especially when you team it up with others. The simplest example is what I've been said before, its ability to produce food at lightning speed right in the middle of the forest, which can save not just yourself, but also teammates who might run out of hunger while looting. And that's not all. Since meat is so easy to produce, it would be a total waste not to throw it into the biofuel processor to level up your campfire. So make sure you take full advantage of that. On top of this, the Pyromaniac's flamethrower isn't just for burning enemies, it's also perfect for melting the frozen loot crates in the snowy forest area super quickly. Even if you don't have a decent axe, just blast a few flames and the ice is gone. So if you know how to make good use of this special weapon, you can sweep through the whole map without breaking a sweat. But even though this class is really powerful, you still need to keep a few things in mind to use the Pyromaniac as effectively as possible. First, the Pyromaniac can make enemies continue to lose health from burning, as long as the flames remain on them. So you don't have to hold down the mouse constantly, just click a few times and let the fire take care of the rest. Second, since you need fuel canisters to refuel, so try to stock up as much as you can. If you keep using it continuously, it'll run out quickly. And by the way, you can't use oil barrels as a substitute. I've tried it. It doesn't work. Finally, always know how to coordinate the Pyromaniac with other classes for mutual support. For example, playing with a Brawler works perfectly. The Brawler lures enemies and tanks while you burn them. Or you could team up with a fisherman. One stays home fishing to gather resources, while the Pyromaniac uses the fish and meat to maintain the campfire and prepare food. That way you can survive for countless days. In short, after spending a few hours really testing the Pyromaniac, I can confidently recommend saving up to get this class. Sure, 600 diamonds isn't easy to come by, but the Pyromaniac is genuinely worth it. Plus, with its fun gameplay and the recent updates from the past few days, you'll definitely come up with plenty of creative ways to play and enjoy 99 Nights in the Forest. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. That's it for today's video. Thanks to everyone for always supporting me, and I'll see you all in the next video.